Mummy. There's a Mummy here, look. Mummy on the camera. Can you see her? Can you see her? There's Mummy on the camera. Yeah. Hi everyone, hello. How are my fellow yummy mummies and cherub cheek chummies? As you can see, I have my little war wound here. I was sort of debating whether to cover it up or not, and I thought, well, you know what, it's a week and a half after the surgery, and this video is obviously meant to be about how we're doing, really, isn't it? Got my daughter here with me. She's home from nursery. That's another little video, isn't it? And you're watching Mummy on the camera, aren't you? She's absolutely fascinated. She might be the next YouTube star. Yeah, so anyway, I wasn't sure. It's obviously a week and a half later after I had the surgery, and I wasn't sure whether to cover this up. I do feel a bit embarrassed. I do feel a bit self-conscious, and I think also after having to get the boat back, and we had to get a taxi, walk and get a boat back after the surgery, and it was late, but I didn't have a scarf or anything, and I felt really self-conscious. And even, oh, thank you for that, even sort of walking through the hospital, I felt like I just felt quite self-conscious. So this is the only time you're going to see me with this. I think I'm going to cover it up after this, but obviously I wanted to show people that have hyperparathyroidism, etc., or have had the surgery, what it kind of looks like after. I do look like, I was a bit horrified when I looked in the mirror the first time, because I did look like I'd been attacked by you, didn't I, with a marker. Obviously the surgeon was having fun in surgery, wasn't he, with a marker. And so basically, how am I doing? Well, I wasn't, there you are, darling. I wasn't given any aftercare advice, so I'm kind of not sure what to do with regards to my bandage. I think I will call a doctor at some point this week and see if I can get the dressing changed. And what else? There's no swelling. I am struggling a bit with my calcium levels. Calcium levels have gone down to 2.4, which is good, and considering they were at 3, which was very dangerous. I don't know if I mentioned before, but the extreme effects of having high calcium are things like you can have a miscarriage if you're pregnant, yeah, or you can go into a coma, and it's actually quite a serious thing. And apparently, yeah, 1 in 30,000 people have it. I don't know if I mentioned this on the blog before, or the vlog I did before. As I got over to Southampton and I was on a shared wards, it kind of made it a lot harder to vlog my experience, and I did end up waiting quite a bit, which is fair enough. They're busy, they're under a lot of strain. I was put on a ward with lots of nice ladies who, various different things, kidney stones, gallbladders and things like that, and careful, I don't think this is a good idea. Hang on a minute. I don't think this is a good idea. Do you want to get down and do that? Come on. Come on. Because that's dangerous, isn't it? Put the card down there. Alright. And, yeah, gallbladders, kidney stones, things like that. And they really were in pain, and I felt so helpless because I didn't want to see them in pain and not being able to do anything. And they had, you're fascinated, aren't you? They had a lot of surgeries that were postponed or cancelled, and which was really hard for those ladies, especially one lady that had Crohn's disease and had been waiting 3 weeks in hospital, bless her. And Southampton General, it was fine. I don't really have much complaint. Actually think I'd prefer to go over there than on the island, sorry. Even though children's services and maternity are really, really good on the island, I think that Southampton just has a lot more capacity. It's got a lot more things, there's a lot more services, etc. for all the different ailments that you have. And also, what was really interesting is here, it's very much you're put in with older people, on the ward, but in Southampton they actually specifically have, sorry about this, in Southampton they actually specifically have wards for older people, because I found that when I went to St Mary's I was put on a ward with a lot of older ladies, very much older ladies, who, I was the youngest basically on the ward, and they were all basically had various forms of dementia, etc., which kind of reminded me of my mum, and I found that quite hard. And I think if you were, say, an 18-19-year-old and you were put on a ward with lots of older ladies at various stages of dementia, that could actually be quite a frightening experience. I know that obviously the hospital is very limited and they've got limited resources, but just from a personal point of view, I thought that could be quite hard, and it was hard for me. So I was actually glad to go over to Southampton. And anyway, the doctor here, Dr. Arnis, has been really, really good, and Yana at Southampton have been really good, and they've been checking my calcium levels. I'm still having blood tests. I am on calcium. I am on... Oh, Molly, can you just sit still? Can you just sit still while Mummy films, okay? As I was saying, I'm still having my levels checked, etc. I'm still having blood tests. They are being pretty vigilant about that. I can't fault them. And the other thing I was going to say is... What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I'm getting the worst tingling from my calcium, because obviously my calcium's gone from high to sort of hopefully normal. And I'm getting tingly hands and feet, and it's not a nice sensation. Although it's not painful, it's not a very nice sensation. And I was on 2 calcium tablets, but I'm now going to be down to 1, because they obviously want me to be off it permanently. It's, as a doctor said, it's interesting how one tiny thing, like 2 tiny, well, they were 2, I had 2 parathyroid glands moved out of 4, according to the surgeon, can affect you so much. I think I'm going to have to give up on this video, because trying to do it with a monkey doesn't work, does it? No, doesn't work, does it? So Mummy's going to have to give up on this. Whether I'm going to use it or not is a different matter. Oh, we're off, are we? Okay. Are you a pickle bum? Are you a pickle bum? Yeah, look at that classy bit of cardboard behind me. That's good, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to stay still for 5 seconds? Very much doubt it. Yeah, darling, if you sit up here, you'll be able to see what's going on there. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? Anyway, I'm really grateful to the NHS, as I said before. I'm really so grateful to all the awesome staff that looked after me, including my surgeon, Dr. Kirby Bott at Southampton. They were all really good. I did meet some lovely ladies, and I just wanted to give a shout out to Elaine. Oh, that's nice. Is that a used nappy? I hope not. That's a used nappy. That's really nice. Yummy. The perks of being a mother. And yeah, big shout out to Elaine, lovely lady, and she's probably not watching this, because I don't even know if she's on YouTube. And I'm glad it's over. I am glad it's over, and it's just a case of seeing if my symptoms, like my brain fog and my fatigue, etc., are going to be better. And oh God, Molly, really? Put your nappy back on. Put it back on. I've just changed your bum. It'll be interesting to see if my symptoms get any better. I can say that my fatigue, after spending 2 weeks in hospital, which should have been day surgery, my insomnia has basically got a lot better, and I only woke up about 2:30 last night because I was uncomfortable, but I was so tired I went back to sleep again. So that's a good thing. So there's lots of positives. It was scary times. I was on a drip for a good... How many days was I? bank holiday weekend, wasn't it? So I'd say good week, wasn't I? Week and a half on a drip, and I had so many cannulas. I actually have a little scar from where the cannula was put in, and so many, careful, so many blood tests. My arms, I mean, well, you probably can't see that, or they're much better than they were, but it was a scary time and it was hard, and I think it was doubly hard as well where we didn't have anyone to look after the monkey. And as some of you may or may not know, hospitals are not really the ideal places for toddlers, and that was hard. And I think one of the main issues as well, as I've mentioned in my previous video, is about where there aren't the services on the island, that you have to go to the mainland, and it's very hard because I would have been away from my family for a week, which I didn't want, because obviously being in hospital is sometimes quite scary, and there was nowhere for them to stay, and the practicalities of going over every day on the boat at £10 plus the bus fare, you're looking at £15 a day, so you're looking at well over £100 for a week. We don't have that kind of money, so there are extra implications and problems because of that. Right, I think I'm going to have to call it quits for this because I cannot film with Molly. Can you stop it? Oh, just stop it.